Jim Marshall with Enlightened Equipment. I want to take a minute today and show you how to set up our Paladin tarp. Paladin comes in a stuff sack like this, just a little fella, and you have to open the sack. I attached the optional guidelines to my tarp. You'd want to go ahead and do that ahead of time, but let's set this guy up. I'm going to start by putting the bottom half that I don't want down in my hammock so it'll hold it for me, and I'm going to locate the ridge line. Once you locate the ridge lines, I like to lay the tarp over the hammock so I have a ridge line on each side and I can get started with things. Before I worry about that side, I'm gonna just get this side attached so it doesn't blow away on me. I hank my cords all up nice and neat. So with the tarp right side out, you can see these little tabs for the doors. On the tie-outs, the webbing is on the inside. So with the tarp right side out, I'm gonna just attach one side to the tree so that I can mess with the other side and have it not move around on me. The way we set this Paladin tarp up for hammock use is we have a long cord at the ridge line with a carabiner on it. I'm gonna just run the carabiner around the tree and back to the ridge line of the tarp. And I'm gonna keep the tarp flipped right side up over the hammock. It can be a bit cumbersome, but it's worth it in the end, I assure you. Same deal on this side. I'm not gonna worry too much about the length of the lines yet. I'm just gonna try to get it installed on the tree, and then I can start adjusting everything. So once I have both sides set up, I gotta take a look and see where the hammock is. And you can see right here, my hammock is right here. And on that side, it's real close to the end of the tarp. So I need to move the tarp to this side of the hammock to get an even distance from the end of the tarp to the end of the hammock. So in order to do that, I'm gonna give as much line as I can to this side. And I'm gonna pull it up on this side. And once that is even, I don't want it too tight, I just want it taut. It's gonna ride above the hammock. I can adjust the height of the tarp over the hammock at the tree by just moving the cord up or down the tree. Because it goes around in a V shape around the tree, the hammock suspension is able to float between the tarp line and it stays out of the way. So I'm just gonna move it down a little bit on this side. All right, from here you just have to stake out the four corners. So I just start with the four corners, and I like to do two opposite corners first. This is kind of dealer's choice. Realistically, you just gotta stake out the four corners loosely and go back and adjust the tension as you see fit. I prefer to attach my stakes with the clove hitch. And it's just a simple, it's not a knot, but it's a simple hitch, and it's just two loops on top of each other. This allows me to put the stake anywhere I want up and down the line, depending on obstacles, roots, limbs, whatever might be in the way. So I'm gonna stake out two opposite sides first to just start to get a feel for the tension of this. All right, from here, I'm just gonna go around and adjust the four corners. Right now, I'm getting wind from the backside, so I'm gonna start adjusting on that side. And I'm just gonna snug these up. I'm not gonna pull on them super tight. I'm not looking for the world's tightest drum of a tarp. I just wanna keep it tight so it keeps off the rain and sheds the wind for me, and hopefully tight enough so it doesn't flap all night. Now you do have some options. If you want it tighter than this, or if you want some interior space, you can attach some additional lines to these tie-outs via line lock or not, your choice, and you can get some lift here. I personally just don't care that much, and so I never mess with the lifters. This Paladin has the optional doors. So I'm gonna just go ahead and fold the doors up on this side because I just don't need them. And all our Paladin with doors tarps come with a simple toggle tie-out system for the doors. You can just roll them up and plug that toggle in, and they will stay up out of the way for you. And if there's tie outs already on the doors, I just roll them up into the middle so that they stay nice and snugly secured from that toggle. It's real simple. On the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my doors out just to get a little more windbreak so that that wind's not coming through into my hammock. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. One of the really easy ways you can do is sometimes if it's not super windy and you just want a little bit of windbreak, a little maybe from the rain or just a little extra privacy for a period of time, you can just clip the door shut. And you see it's flappy, but it just gives you a little extra protection. I'm not gonna do that at this point though. I'm gonna go ahead and stake this out. Now I like to clip the 2 doors before I run my stakes, so then I have the same tension across both doors. And then just like on the doors, I can use the line lock to snug it all up. And that's gonna give me some additional protection from the wind and rain. Now, once I do that, I'll see that it changed my pitch a little bit, and I'm gonna go around and just make some slight adjustments to tighten things back up on the opposite sides. There's really not a lot to it. It's big tarp. If your cords get tangled up, it can take a minute to get sorted through, but the reality is it's two ridgeline tie outs, four corners, and doors if you want them. And so that's the simple setup on the Paladin tarp. Thanks a lot.